Number one, begin having conversations and keep it real as much as
Keep it
possible.
real.
Yes, yes.
And when you're keeping it real, Deepma, then it comes back to what you were saying. Show your vulnerability. I
Yeah.
made a mistake. Oh God, I burnt the rice today. I made a mistake. Maybe sometimes mummy's tired and mummy also makes mistakes. Look what I did.
Yeah, look what
I
I
don't
did.
know how to make this well. We will ask that Seema auntie. She knows how to make this dish very well. Next time,
Absolutely.
when one simple thing like that, and the kid
Yeah.
says, "Oh, so my mom's not the perfect cook, but it's okay to ask someone else."
Hi, we are the Confident Communicator, and I am Seema Mehta, along with my partner Deepma Jadeja. Welcome to Imperfect Parenting.
Okay, I'm happy to tell my story about how I set out in this journey and how I got here where I am today. I won't go into great detail, but at least I'll tell you the beginning part of the journey. And I must tell you this, Seema and Deepma, that one doesn't always start with a big purpose.
Correct.
You start with a search.
Yes.
You start with a desire to find something meaningful. There are very few people I know in the world who say, this is what I want to be, and end up being exactly that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I tell my students and anyone who's willing to listen, that every stream and river originates in the mountain somewhere and flows into the ocean someday at some point, always.
Correct.
However, it never flows straight. Its path is always meandering.
Yep.
It meets tributaries. It gives out distributaries. It goes all over the place till it finally flows into
the ocean. Yeah.
So if we can just get that, we need to start with maybe a search, maybe at least a recognition of this is not it.
Yes.
Right.
Because when we are young, there is so much social conditioning. You need to be this, and I was a victim of that. I come from a family of 4 siblings, and I was the oldest. So there was that typical pressure growing up at that time that you need to do this. So you need to be a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I became a doctor because saying no to your parents at that time was an unheard of.
Nobody. Yeah. We never did that. Yeah.
Of it. So I went ahead and did what I thought is the right thing to do.
Expected of you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did it. And me being me, look, I am a maverick soul. So me being me, I didn't see why I had to do only one thing. So it was, okay, I've compromised on a big part. See, here's the thing. Those little moments of insight come to you on the way. Right. Once I started my journey as a doctor, because at that time, if you got a certain percentage, it was, well, you're scoring like this. Why wouldn't you do medicine?
Exactly.
Always about your score. It was always about your mark sheet. And actually, 30 years down, nothing has changed. It's still about the mark.
It's still the same. And it sort of starts defining who you are, and then it also leads you to a path that you are meant to do, but that's actually not true. Yeah.
So, somewhere along the way, on that journey, I realized, hey, my heart is not singing.
Yes.
About how dangerous and how important it is that we don't put these labels on.
Yeah.
Because of the burden, right? That we
and I think it's also a matter of the parents' own fears and their own. Yes. They are afraid themselves, and they're kind of imposing those fears on their children.
Yeah.
It's very easy to, like you said, nod at this logic of the river meandering. But when it comes to your kids, your fear suddenly manifests like this huge demon.
Yes.
And suddenly it kind of clouds everything that you are thinking about, which is right for your child. And then the labeling and everything kind of follows after that.
Yeah.
So now, let me say one thing here. A disclaimer right in the beginning. As parents, I'm a parent, you're a parent. As parents, let us not be too harsh on ourselves, because we are also products of the system. We are trying to do one better than our parents did. They were, and when we were young, we were so busy condemning them, but they were trying to do one better than them.
Their best, yeah, correct.
Yes.
So it's just the cycle of nature. Our kids are going to try to do one better than us. And then 40, 50 years down the line, they will realize in hindsight, oh, actually it wasn't so bad. My parents there was some sense in it. Today, I thank my mother for making me, pushing me to become a doctor, because it was an integral, very important part of my journey.
Yes.
It made me who I am. We read self-help books. We listen to motivational talks. That's our jam.
Yep.
That's our jam. There are different kinds of people, and depending on which class of intellectual bandwidth you belong to, we are doing different things. So some of us will listen to podcasts. Some of them will listen to motivational speakers and start our day with something. All of us are searching. We're searching for an answer. Okay, there is a search. And we're absorbing it also. So, we've all heard, walk the talk. We get it. Yes, we should walk the talk. We all hear, hey, kids need to have their own personality, positive language, we know all of that. We know the jargon.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to implement it?
Why? Yes.
Here, one step back if we take, let us also consider the environment we are living in. This it's a developing nation.
Yeah.
We are living in an environment where it's dog eat dog. We are among the privileged, you and I probably, so we can send our kids to a school of our choice. But let us not be blind. This is our problem. We live with blinkers. And we need to knock those blinkers off in every area of life. Because otherwise, we're all living in this crazy bubble. We need to look outside it and help our kids to look outside it. But if you're talking of imperfect parenting, I'm going to go back to parents. Let's talk about us. Because the kids are fine. It's us, right?
Yeah.
So what is happening to us when we know the words, we know the jargon, the 5-second rule, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, this, that, and the other, Sadhguru, everybody, hey, you name it, we know it, we can quote them. But when there is a moment, when tomorrow's an exam and your child is not studying today, all hell breaks loose. What happens to our rationality at that point?
Exactly.
So I think here's the mistake we make, and let me say, everything that I'm saying, I'm not preaching to anyone in the world. It's a reminder to myself.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to me. I'm saying this because I need to remember it. I need to say this to myself. It's important. And I need this reminder every day. We can talk about a million beautiful habits, or we can talk about the tiny things, the micro habits, which is the new thing now, the little things, or you can do the secret, you can do anything. Why is it not transcending into our lives? Because there's no space for it. There's no room. For something to come in, something must go.
Yes.
Anything I pour is going to flow out of it.
Yep.
You need to come with an empty cup. So when you are listening to those XYZ talks, are you willing to let go of something that you already have?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a simple thing. You can start small. You sit at a particular place at the dining table because you think that's your place. So it's just an unspoken rule. This is daddy's place. This is mom's place. This is switch places. See how you feel. Can you take it? It's disturbing because change is uncomfortable.
Sure.
When I'm saying we're talking about big changes, when we're talking about fixing our parenting, we're talking about big changes. And I'm saying if that is difficult, start small. Start with a small change. So you can start with a small thing of, I'm not going to ask her whom she was talking to right now. Maybe it could be something as small as this.
Yeah.
To build trust.
Right.
I'm also, so it's taking a step back. And I'm not saying everything goes. You've got to set parameters and boundaries. And I'm famous for that. My students also know that it's not that anything can fly. I'm very clear about boundaries. You can do this much and you can't go beyond this.
This far and no further. Yeah.
So set your boundaries, but within the boundaries can we stop? Because a lot of what we do is just out of compulsion.
Yes.
The helicopter parenting is not really nurturing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not out of compulsion, curiosity. I want to know.
Yeah.
Do we have the character to not open your child's diary if it's lying there? You have the character. build that relationship of trust, which means give to get. As
Yeah.
parents, we demand a lot. We demand respect. We demand transparency. But we're not transparent because we say, oh, you don't need to know this. This is adult.
Yeah.
And there are some things they don't need to know. But when it becomes evident, then you can't say,
Don't
okay,
pretend. Don't pretend. Yeah.
then you have to say, okay, we are having this problem and we need to find a solution.
Yeah, I so agree with that, Zulfia.
That's one thing.
They're watching. They're watching us.
You are not transparent, but you want them to be transparent. You are not honest. Someone calls and say, oh, see, mama's sleeping. You are not honest, but you want them to be honest. Right? So we need to
Kind of like double standards.
And also one more thing. We all love is so overrated. We love our pets. We love our pets. We love that cup of tea we have early morning in the balcony. Okay? So don't talk to me about love. Let's deal with respect here. Can you respect your child because you're demanding respect?
Yes.
So are you respectful in your tone, in your conversation, in your language? Are you respectful?
Great point.
Yes. Yeah.
You know the language that is spoken?
Yeah.
How many times should I explain? Are you stupid? Teachers have to say this.
Yes.
And that kid is never going to raise her hand again in class.
He's absorbed.
Yes, of course.
You've killed.
Yeah, you killed.
Happens to us when we are little. I want to be an astronaut. Then you grow a little older and say, oh no, I think I'll be a scientist because astronaut is too much. It's out of my reach. So I'll be a scientist. Then when you're a little older, I'll try. I must get into IIT. You see, we are straight jacketing them.
Yeah.
And the path becomes
chipping away.
And don't you think as you grow, your path should be wider and wider?
Yeah.
What we've done is we've constricted them to a point where they can't breathe anymore.
It's like a funnel. Yeah.
Yeah. And our language, see, that's why the kids, then they cannot think.
Yeah.
We want them, when they go for a job interview, they're expected to think out of the box. You didn't let them think in the box.
You put them in the box. Yeah. How do you expect
them? Even in that, you didn't let them think.
Yeah.
You told them instructionally. Yeah.
When they were babies, have you finished writing what's on the board? Have you finished? Put your head down. What do you mean put your head down? But put your head down. Teachers do that to kindergartners.
Yeah.
Put your head down. Raise your hand when you want to go to the toilet. No, you cannot drink water. And then, when you're a full-blown adult, think outside the box. How unreasonable.
The irony. Yeah, the irony.
The irony of that. I know.
I would say don't baby talk. I have never baby talked my kids. When they are 5 and 6 months old, I guess that's okay. Till they are,
cutie little things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute to do the or tweet. It's only cute to a point. But kids are learning every second. They are growing.
Yes.
If you study anything about child growth, both physical and mental, you'd stop in your tracks. Because it's nothing grows like the way a kid grows in the first 2 years of their life. It's the physical growth and the mental growth is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yes,
and you and I we are not a speck on that spectrum, nothing to their growth. If we can just stop and think what's happening inside that little head, we would rethink our strategy completely.
True.
Correct.
So I feel that, listen, you are the conversations you have, right? So if you talk to your child about everything, when you start, I have always spoken like an adult to them.
Mm-hmm.
They've responded like an adult.
Yeah.
And mind you, that is not forcing your child to grow up, because then you decide what you want to talk about. It's not I'm going to talk about existential questions to children. It's not that. But it's about a normal thing. Hey, we need to brush our teeth because if I don't, I'm going to have this issue. So I've had a problem. I ended up at a dentist because I didn't do. So I think now we should do this. So I'm going to do it. So would you like to join me? So logical explanations. Can I go to the park at 7:30 in the evening? No, you can't. But why can't?
Yeah, explain. Yeah.
Because it's dark. But so what if it's dark? There are lights. Then you need to explain. Okay, there may be lights, but when it gets dark, people start going home. It may not be safe. You might meet people there might be strangers, and we don't talk to strangers. Or there might be little creatures that come out. A snake can come in the garden. See, you don't know. A stray dog can walk in. It's not safe because at night the environment changes. What's wrong in explaining it once?
Yeah.
I'm amazed how kids will listen, absorb, and then stop. And
Yes.
Because our conversation and our explanation to our kids is never logical.
Correct.
So you can grade your explanation according to the level of your child and the ability of the child to absorb. But there's no excuse for not keeping it real.
Yes.
Correct. Absolutely. Being authentic is the most important thing, I think, in any conversation. I was listening to something about cues. There are 96 cues in your body. And if you cannot be authentic, there is no form of communication that will happen if you cannot be authentic. You will not connect with the other person unless there is some level of authenticity. And that's so important, even with parents and children. You have to be authentic.
And you'll never be believable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When it comes to vulnerability, I have to add one little thing. At some point, somehow, mother still will exhibit some degree of vulnerability. There are moments, being a woman being a woman, when she will break down and cry.
Mhm.
There are moments when she will be overwhelmed and she'll put the sheet over her head and say, I can't. And she'll cry. And that time the kids, oh, hey, mommy is disturbed. Oh, we stepped over the light. So she shows the vulnerability. Dads have a huge problem showing their vulnerability. So dads don't. And another very, very, very dangerous area. See, when dads don't show their vulnerability, that's also going to affect children, especially boys, because their father is their role model. But somehow within the home, the mother is the cushion. She is this woman who has the 10 hands, so she's doing everything and she somehow evens it out. In a home where a father is an alcoholic, the woman still nurtures the kids somehow and tries to bring them out whole.
Yes.
Protect them in that environment.
Yes.
But the child gets hurt most when a teacher refuses to show her vulnerability. Teachers refuse to admit that they can be wrong. Teachers generally, and by and large, I'm talking about the rule, not the exception here, but by and large, a teacher will never stand up in class and say, kids, that day I said this.
I messed up.
I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Never. And that is something so, I feel that does so much damage. So and by showing them your vulnerability, what have you done? I'll come back to what Seema said. Why do they get jaded as they grow older?
Yeah.
When you show them you're vulnerable, you have eliminated that stress of being perfect right away at the basic.
Right in the beginning. Yes.
So they grow up, and then when they grow up, they'll say, hey, I don't know this, but it's okay.
Correct.
It's okay not to
I'll
know.
figure it out. The whole concept of self-efficacy. Yes.
And
you
also,
see so many children in the corporate world, the entrance into the corporate world, making mistakes and then going to great lengths to hide the mistake, right? Because they're afraid to admit that they made a mistake.
Because that's the response, right? You will be punished. If you make a mistake, you'll be punished. You get a bad score, then you'll not go into college, then this will happen. We keep saying the same story again and again.
Consequences.
All the time. That's the story our children are hearing. You don't do well in school, you do bad, get bad marks, you will not get into a good college, then you'll not get a good job, then you'll not succeed in life, and that story has to change. I think that story has to
so
change.
what do we do as parents? We need to take a step back and just think for a second, what did we want? And create that environment for our child. We didn't like being picked on. We didn't like being told what to do. Don't do it to your kids. We wanted, there were times when we wanted to be dancers and painters, and we were made scientists and engineers and doctors. Well, don't do it to your kids. What's your passion is still a slightly better question than what do you want to be when you
grow up? Rather than who you should be. The question should be, who do you want to be, not what do you want to be.
I experiment often with my students. I ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I get all kinds of answers. And then I say, well, all of it, all wrong answers. There's only one right answer to this. When someone asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? You say, I want to be happy.
Yes.
Period.
Absolutely.
Period.
That's it.
I want to be happy.
Yeah.
What will I do when I grow up is a whole different ballgame. And
Yeah.
you can do many different things. But what do
Yeah.
you want to be? I want to be happy. So, in this day and age, we as parents need to console ourselves because look around. The opportunities that exist today did not exist 10 years ago.
Right.
It's a day and time of opportunity.
So broad, so many opportunities.
You could do anything.
Anything you want. Yeah.
Anything, absolutely. And make a living out of it. But so children subconsciously, this is the point.
Somewhere
They
she
create
formed that
pressure.
opinion. She
So
formed that
children
opinion.
are already creating pressure on themselves. We are not creating pressure, not
They
always.
are doing it.
Sometimes
Yeah.
some parents who are less aware will do it. Some parents like us who are a little more aware may not consciously create pressure. Then you and I have to be vigilant to see, is the child creating pressure for herself?
Yes.
The child is saying, so and so in my class is doing this, so I need to do this. So and so has also gone to art class, so I need to also do art, and I also need to sing, and I also need to be good in studies, and I have to get this score in the board exam, and I have to get into an Ivy League college. This is the pressure the child has created on herself also.
Hmm.
If you and I are vigilant parents, then we'll see this. We need to see it.
Yes.
Now here's the thing that you need to take courage with as courage in as a parent, okay? And I'm sharing this story because people who are listening now, this will just put everything we've spoken about into perspective. I did not let my child do the CET exam because I clearly saw that her heart was not in it. She was doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
If it was a calling, great. She was doing it for the wrong reasons. I didn't let her. She said English. I said great. She got admitted in Christ College and did her BA with journalism. Okay. So now she's done. So she's been in the science stream till ISC. Till ISC.
12. Yeah.
She's been a science student and
Yeah.
a good student. Now she's gone and done arts. She's done the humanities. Okay. So talk about meandering. Now she's moved here. When she's in her final year and doing her final year BA exam journalism, then she says, I say, what do you want to do now? Do you want to do a master's? She says, I definitely want to do a master's. So, okay, so what do you want to do a master's in? And the kid is confused. Now she's, I don't know. I said, perfect. Wonderful. I didn't know either. I still don't know. So let's go find out, baby. Let's go find out.
Yeah.
So we go for career counseling. And she does all the tests and finds out that she has an excellent aptitude for management. So I said, all right, do you want to try that? And she says, actually, yes, because when she sat through a counseling session, she realized that she was organizing all the events in school. She's organizing stuff at home. She was my right hand at BSSD, always organizing things for me.
Yeah.
So she said, maybe this is my thing.
Yeah.
So now let's do MBA. So now she's moved from science to arts to
masters in business.
Masters in business, which means she had to now do accounting and commerce, which she had never done before in her life.
Yes.
She had never done it. So she had to do a lot of self-study. She got into a good MBA college. She did a lot of self-study and she managed and she did very well. Now she comes out with an MBA. Talk about meandering. See, she's finding her way in life. The point for me and for every parent who's listening to this is your child moving forward?
Correct.
Yes. Then is she not? Are you saying, oh my God, she's going here, but she was supposed to go, and then now she did arts and now she's gone here. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Breathe. She's moving forward. She hasn't
Forward.
gone back. Breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Yes.
You will know in terms of skill, ability, confidence. You will develop ownership, all of that. But I don't know about the kind of financial impetus that a corporate job gives you, whether BSSD can give you that. But her heart is. So she comes to talk about coming full circle. So she did that.
Yeah.
But her coming to BSSD, then what happened? Because now I had an MBA who was with me.
Yeah.
she brought her perspective. We are all talking about 50 plus. Okay, I wasn't 50 plus then, but she brought in her perspective.
Correct.
And she said, okay, the world has changed, so you need to change this. So
You need to adapt, yeah.
So
she
now
changed-
she's telling you to change.
changed
Yeah.
methodology. She changed things. She formalized things, and she created different systems, and she added. So what did she get? She got the satisfaction of having shaped something. She created
Something new. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
no, something that was existing, but she gave it shape. She defined it. She
Yeah.
got the satisfaction of seeing her work in place,
Correct. Correct.
right? And she grew with that.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
she did well also. So I'm just saying that it is scary because you want to make sure as a parent that my child is going to earn a 6-figure salary.
Correct.
My child should be able to buy and one day drive an
Yeah.
Audi car. But you don't trust that your child will be able to listen. Shiva Mani is doing very well in life. He's a drummer, he's doing
He's a drummer, yeah.
so
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So why do you let him go to learn drums? But the minute he says, I want to chase this as a life career, you say, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, this is good as a hobby, but then you got to focus on getting that 6-figure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think
I'm
what
saying,
happens is our conversations with our children, because we're starting them young.
No,
is-
Deepma.
Yeah.
Deepma, what I'm saying is, before we go to conversations, Deepma, I'm saying we need to stop and reset here ourselves.
Ourselves. We need to change ourselves. Yeah.
The conversation will fall in place. It will be fine.
Yes.
If we know where we are going.
Absolutely.
Why are we not able to let go of our fear?
Yes.
Correct.
Why are we so afraid? You can tell your child, it's okay. It's lovely to dream of that 6-figure salary. It's lovely to have you want to have a dream of a house? By all means, go ahead and dream.
Yes.
Now figure out what makes you happy.
How? Yeah.
And how are you going to align that passion of yours, the love of your life, to ending up with your dream?
Yes.
Correct.
Chase your happiness, the money will follow.
It will come.
We don't have a problem
Yeah.
with money, guys. We don't have a problem with money. Let it come. It's
Yeah.
prosperity.
Yeah.
But what we need to tell our kids is that there is not a particular way. There are many ways.
Many.
I think the point is, when you define your life as a student with marks, or you define your life as an adult with money, is when there is a problem. So you got to you cannot define. Money doesn't define you. Your marks don't define you.
Numbers
You gotta
don't
find-
define.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of this conversation, is that we have to have the purpose linked to the happiness. That is the main goal.
You know, just
And
yeah, you hit the nail on the head, because of like how we're always metricizing, right? We're constantly putting a metric on it. The number of marks, your size, your weight, your,
Yeah.
everything is a number. How much money you have in the bank, how many friends you have, how many followers you
How
have.
many likes on
How
Facebook?
many likes? I know.
How do we teach this to our kids? We need to ask our kids, do you love Sachin Tendulkar because of the house he lives in and the car he drives, or
Yes.
because of how many runs he hit and his success on the cricket field?
Hmm.
Obviously, you love him because what he did, he excelled in it.
Correct.
Okay, great. Do you love so and so actor, or you follow this fan because of his lifestyle, or because he sings really well? So and so star, or whatever their pop idols are. Or,
Yeah.
is that you follow Lily Singh? Do you like her because of her lifestyle and the friends she has, or because of the content that she's creating?
Absolutely.
So that's what you need to go for.
Yeah.
So we need to keep clearing their vision.
Correct.
Society will help them to build those blinkers. We need to keep knocking them down.
Yes.
We need to keep, and for that we need to keep doing that to ourselves. Our reality check needs to be consistent and constant. Like you talk to your 5-year-old cousin. Like you talk to your 5-year-old niece, a 5-year-old. How do you talk to her? If she breaks the most precious vase in your house, for a moment it'll go, but your first response is going to be, are you okay?
You
Yeah.
heard-
Correct.
It's okay, baby. She will cry. You will say, it's okay. It's okay. It's just
Yeah.
a vase.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll buy another one. Come out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we say that it's okay to ourselves?
Self first. Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't we look in the mirror and say, beautiful?
Yeah.
And when we do that, our kids will learn to do it. You don't have to teach them to do it.
Themselves. You don't have to
Do it to yourself,
To be kind to yourself first. Yeah.
and they will learn to be kind to themselves.
Yes.
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 So about parenting, the key is really just walk that talk.
Correct.
This is the way to do it. Accept your mistakes, be vulnerable, bring yourself down and be real, and tell them I was doing a job. And you know what I tell them? What I'm not sorry for is the times when I did what I did, what I did may have been wrong, but the motivation for it was to protect you. I'm not
Protect you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
not sorry for loving you the way I did. I'm
Yes.
not sorry for not wanting you to be in that company because I felt that company was wrong. That I'm not sorry.
Correct.
Absolutely.
But I love you. I love you to pieces. I'm sorry when I hurt you for those moments.